I wanted to get your view of what we learned about mail-in voting this week and the surge in voter turnout that some states experienced with it.
One, we know it works. Despite the protestations of the Republican Party and the paranoia of Donald Trump, we know that mail-in voting works. We know it is safe, it is accessible. But the challenge we have is that, number two, it has to be scaled. We are seeing unprecedented participation in our elections via mail-in ballots. And we know that 34 states allow no excuses. 16 states require an excuse, but every state's going to have it. We know that the COVID virus is going to ramp up again in the fall, and we haven't even made it out of the first wave. And that means we have to be ready as a nation to defend our democracy by allowing mail-in voting for every voter who chooses to use it.
What is the situation with mail-in voting in what we consider the battleground states, the states that could end up deciding this election?
It's a mix. We have mail-in voting is permitted in the state of Georgia, for example, with no excuses. We just unfortunately had a debacle in terms of actually managing the process, and we need to scale it up. We know that in Wisconsin is one of a handful of states that requires a signature or a witness requires a witness or a notary in order to turn in your ballots. And so we have folks like Mark Elias who are suing to fix those challenges. But what we do know is that voter participation on the Democratic side of the aisle is up dramatically, and that mail-in voting is not a Democratic or Republican way of voting. But when it's convenient, we know that more Democrats are participating and that's shifting the landscape for the outcome in November.
So we've got a lot of battleground state polling released today by the New York Times. We have national polls showing Joe Biden with double-digit leads. And one of the interesting points in the states that have been polled is Georgia, which we don't normally have on the list of battleground states. But there's Joe Biden in a Fox poll running ahead of Donald Trump by 2 points in Georgia. You know it can be done. You came as close as you could come to winning the state of Georgia if they didn't suppress the vote as successfully as they did in your governor's election. What does Joe Biden need to know about winning the state of Georgia?
That we haven't stopped working since 2018, that we've added hundreds of thousands of new voters who are disproportionately young, disproportionately people of color, that we live in a state that has unfortunately had to bury Ahmaud Arbery and Rayshard Brooks, and that we are driven, we are motivated, and we can deliver 16 electoral college votes as well as 2 Senate seats, both of which are going to be necessary to win our country back and fix our democracy.
When you look at the various voter suppression tactics that are still alive and still working for Republicans in this country, how do you expect that to impact this election? Is it happening in the states that Democrats need to win?
It is. Republicans have a battle plan. They are planning to raise an army of 50,000 poll patrol, people who are going to get in line and try to scare people out of voting. We know that they have committed $20 million to a litigation strategy to restrain people and constrict access to the right to vote. We know that they intend to spend up to $60 million in all of their voter intimidation platforms, including True the Vote, Honest Elections, that they are filing lawsuits to undo and to, in fact, eviscerate the Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. They are desperate because they know they're losing. But we are meeting them on the battlefield. We are organized earlier than we ever have been. We are working in those battleground states, including states like Georgia and North Carolina and Arizona that can tip the balance in the Sun Belt. We've got great candidates in Georgia like Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock who can carry us to victory. But across this country, we are prepared on our side for the first time to meet them and to win because we are on the side of democracy.